Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts. I am Travis.
And I'm Chris.
And this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for you. All right. Let's get starting off and
Never pitched hard or played the streets. These whips hard behind closed doors, can't pay the lease. Ain't nothing wrong with living check to check, cause most have to. Instead of capping, why don't you talk about being a broke rapper? That's a perspective I respect because it's real. What it's like to be nice as but gotta stress to pay the bills. That was me in 08, seeing no cake. Not even on dates, I celebrated my birth. Just did the mental math and calculated my worth. Crazy, didn't know I got more M's than a real Slim Shady video. Big boss, let's Rick Ross for like a wavy hideo. Coach team and they tote steamers round the way we tippy toe. Round vibes and cold-blooded, no reptiles, just projectiles. From salty, you rocking the
All right. That was Jermaine Cole. From Fayetteville, North Carolina. And
it's Cold World.
Yes, and this is CTE, and we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. And coming up June 26th, Saturday, will be Virtual Fight Tour 9
my goodness.
6 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets at vftv.myuventex.com.
Boy. Listen.
Yeah, some announcements. We're gonna get to those announcements, people.
We definitely gonna get to that.
It was just like, geez.
Oh my!
Okay. All right. Each one of them could be a headline fight. Like honestly,
100%.
Each one of those could be a headline fight. I mean, all right. But first things first, Chris, how was your week? Just so you guys know, we do not have Los this week. Because he is celebrating
the birthday,
his son's birthday.
That's right.
He's celebrating, so he's he's taking some time. He's being with his family. So y'all haven't shoot him a happy birthday to his son. All right, Chris, how was your week though?
Man, it was in Georgia the first week of summer camp, baby, Tuesday through Friday. So we jumped off with a pretty good sized week with kids, a lot of new kids, a lot of, some old kids, but, rocking and rolling on that grind from early morning to late night. And it was challenging, but it was nice to get out there and make sure that we had enough things rocking for the amount of kids that we did. So I'm happy. And then, what about you, man? How was your week and weekend, and what would you get into?
I didn't really get into too much this weekend. This was kind of funny. I didn't actually go out and like buy anything. I just like the first weekend in a while. I just kind of just stayed in the house. I honestly didn't really do much. Did one thing, but that was it. And for the most part, I think I rode my bike, worked out. I just kind of chilled, man. Made sure I didn't watch the Logan Paul.
I didn't. No. Nope.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. But it was no point. But for the most part, and we'll get into that few seconds. But other than that, man, I just kind of just chilled. That was pretty much it. Like pretty much, I was dealing with work and stuff like that. But I didn't really have much. It was a short week from Labor Day, so
right.
I didn't really have much to do. So But let's just start off with Floyd stuff. So I didn't watch it. But what I did do is I went on Twitter and I
read everything and felt like what happened.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how people's reaction was because I was interested in people were like, "Oh, Floyd's gonna knock him out." I'm like, "No, he's not." Have y'all not seen a Floyd Mayweather fight? No, he's not gonna knock him out. Like, I don't understand what y'all expecting him. First off, dude's 35 pounds and what? I don't know, about 5 inches taller than him, 5.5 inches taller than him. Like, he's way taller than Floyd. He's much bigger. Floyd's not knocking at that man out because Floyd really doesn't have the power to knock out people his size. So I don't see him doing that. Like, so I don't understand why people.
I think he could, but like I didn't count on it. I just figured there was going to be like a couple of pitter patter shots. He's going to make him miss a bunch. They were probably going to hug a bunch. And that's just kind of what I predicted.
Yeah. The thing about what I read is like he broke his hand so many times that he just can't if he punches too hard, he might break his hand some more. So I don't think he wants to damage his hand. So I just think he just pop, and just hits you hard enough, but doesn't follow through too much to the point where it's just a whole bunch of power because it just is, you don't want to break his hands. So in an exhibition match, he's not going to try and knock this dude out. Like he's just going to make him missing it. Now, from what I was hearing, that he didn't make him miss as much as he should have, as far as like make him look stupid. He made him miss. I think he only hit like 10% of his punches or something like that, something crazy like that. But I mean, it is what it is, man. I didn't expect it. I don't know why. A lot of people watched it, and I was just kind of like, I don't really want to watch it. I got a link, and then I was about to watch it, like one of those free links.
Yep.
And all those pop-ups, I was like, you know what?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not dealing with this.
Listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even bother. I was just like, oh yeah, that's tonight. Yeah.
And then on a Sunday in Miami. Hey, it was crazy. That was something interesting. A young lady I knew was there at the fight, but when I say she was there, she was like on stage when they were doing weigh-ins. She was there, and I was just like, Now I had seen before her being around the money team before, and I just hit her up. I'm like, yo, what are you like? How are you connected? She was like, oh, my cousin dates Floyd, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. That makes sense. Now I understand why you've always been just hanging around the money team, because I never knew why she was doing it. But so yeah. So but I was just kind of like, all right, Floyd back out here fighting. Let me see what's going on behind the stage. Who back there? What these women looking like? What's going on back there? But other than that, it was cool, man. But Ocho Cinco got laid down, put down, I should say. He got back up, but yeah.
He got back down.
That was funny because he got knocked down and then stood up and was trying to dap man up after he got knocked down.
Yeah.
You got that? Like, yeah, I know. It just put you down.
When I found, like, I read the card and I was like, is that couldn't be. And I looked it up and it sure was. I was like, holy moly, Chad Johnson.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, people said he didn't look bad, which I'm like, okay. But when I saw it, he had a flurry that I was just like, man, you look like a novice. Because he was punching, he was all arm punches. Like when he threw it and duck and had him against the wall, he was just, it was just all arm punches. It was like, man, he looks like a novice. Like, oh my God, he looks, yeah, not in control. But yeah, you can say his footwork, he's spacing in his feet work on his feet. It just wasn't that great. So it was kind of like,
first fight.
Yeah, but it's just like, all right. Yeah. Now he's talking about you want Conor McGregor. I'm like, yo, what's crazy is these type of fights are getting more attention than real fights because people don't know how to mark. They're not marketing their actual fighters. Like there's no story behind it. And it's pretty sad, actually.
Well, I mean, there's not really a lot of story behind Paul and Mayweather. They just got a ton of followers.
Yeah, well,
I mean, there's really not a story. There's not they made a lead up to it. They made some action on the way up.
Right.
But you got a dude on YouTube that's got millions and millions of people watching him already do nonsense.
Yeah, but there needs to be some kind of like you should know more about Terrence Crawford. We should know more about Terrence Crawford. We should know more about Errol Spence. You know what I mean? We should know more about Canelo. You know what I mean? Even Canelo needs some more. Triple G, we need to know more about them and their personalities and seeing them out and just being themselves. And some people are like low key, Canelo. I read a story about Canelo having that fight and his brother had got kidnapped. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And it was like he's sitting up there negotiating his brother's release right before he has to fight that night. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, so I can understand Canelo, like, yo, I'm not trying to be in the spotlight. But yeah, so, but that whole story is just crazy. But I think that boxing has never done a great job of
pushing.
Yeah, like they just don't. Like, that's one of the things I think I respected about the UFC is like they promoted their people well, and they promoted their show. They promoted the brand of UFC very well, and created stars inside of their brand.
Right.
Boxing is so divided. It's like karate. It's just so many different sanctioning bodies, so many different like world champions. It just is what it is, man. It's just like so divided. So Yeah, let's keep trying to. Anyway, all right.
Dang.
Yeah, let's go to an organization that's talking about different storylines, and giving you the fights that you want.
Listen,
all right.
The fights that you want and the fights you didn't really know you wanted, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I mean, if you had said this 2 years ago, Enrique versus Bailey would have been one of the fights we would have wanted to see.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, because
we asked about that.
Yeah, that was one of the fights that we were like, yo,
can we get this one or this one?
Yeah, when we first started doing this, we were talking about Bailey and Enrique. And Enrique was making noise and he was winning. And we were saying who was like, has Enrique caught up to Bailey to challenge Bailey. Bailey sent us a message like, no, they haven't.
I was like, no, not yet.
Yeah. And so that was kind of a story because Enrique was killing. He was out there. He's making a name for himself. The Tyreek and Christian fight announcement is very interesting to me.
That's the fight I was talking about. Like, you didn't even know you wanted that fight, but now that it's made, you're like, oh, that's gonna be a good one.
That is going to be a really good fight. That one is one of those ones where you didn't know you wanted it, and then once it's announced, you're like, oh shoot,
yeah.
That's kind of like Brandon and Brian. Like you didn't know that you wanted to fight, but when you saw the announcement, you're like, oh, that's gonna be a good fight.
That's interesting.
I want to see who's gonna win this fight. And Christian and Tyreek
is one of those fights. It
really is
intriguing to me because, well, we'll get into them later.
Yeah. Then the one that everybody's been talking was I mean, it's just 2019. Everybody talked about it, and at the end of 2019, I think it was. I had a poll going around, and who's the best junior, Tyson or Jason Latona? And hey, bam.
They fought, but then they fought and they went back to back.
Yeah, when they beat each other once, and it's kind of like, all right. And I was impressed by Jason's his toughness, man. I really was, because like every fight he fought that weekend, those juniors were trying to take his head off, not just trying to beat him, but they would hit him late, they'd bump him. They were testing to see if he was soft, and Jason was just kept responding like, "Yeah, all right, here, take this 2-piece. Here, take this. I'm up 5. I'm up by 5. Yeah, what you gonna do about it?" So I was impressed by Jason in that fight. So it's gonna be interesting. And then we have Avery and Oscar Coco. Which those two have some kind of history between the two, have beaten each other, and like there's some little something there. We'll get into that one a little bit later. But what we're going to do right now, we decided we're going to talk about one match from the announcement each week, leading up to the Virtual Fight Tour 9 on June 26th at 6 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets at vfttv.my.
We already told you the first 4 fights, and Jesse always got like some extras planned. So
I don't think he needs anything extra.
I know he doesn't need anything.
I don't think he needs. Don't dilute it unless you come in at that level. Do not dilute this card.
But it's Jesse. So people want to jump, and people will see this, and they might just want to be like, they might have been like, man, maybe we'll see. And then when they see this lineup, they're like, yo, I want to be on that card.
Hey, they may, but to me, this one is like, yo, this is the all-star. It's the all-star card. Don't nobody else need to be on this card. unless your name is Morgan Plow, do not add another fight to this card. Like, unless your name is Katana Everett, do not add another fight to this card. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see any other fight at this point. Like that one. Unless your name is, I don't know, Raymond Daniels, do not add your name to this card. If your name is not Jack Felton, do not add your name. If your name is not Ross Levine, do not add your name to this card.
You gotta be on that level.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like all these fights are like top-notch killers. All right.
No question.
Like, it just don't. We don't. The opening fight isn't even an opening fight, and I don't even know what opening fight is going to be.
No, we don't even know in order.
I don't even know what the first fight's going to be, but that is not an opening fight. Like, it's just not it. It's just not. It's like, yo, I don't know. But all right, so which one of the four do you want to talk about? We can go Bailey, Enrique, we can go Christian and Tyreek, or we can go Jason and Tyson.
Hey, don't care.
Nah, you picking, buddy. I did like 5 minutes talking straight.
Let's do Christian and Tyreek.
All right. Christian versus Tyreek. I want to pull up the tail of the tape real quick.
Please do.
And see. Oh, hold on.
They don't pull that up. It's work, people. I'm just kidding.
Nah, I'm on my other computer. I'm probably gonna take back because I don't like how slow it uploads. It's just too slow. All right. Let me share this so you can see it. Hope nobody sends a message during the middle of this. All righty. So let me expand this to be full screen. Let me zoom in a little bit. Come on, go ahead. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. So Christian is 22 while Tyreek is 19. Advantage, Christian. Weight, 155 versus 170.
Advantage?
Christian. Actually, yeah. Versus that little, I don't know. I would say yes, that age is at that point.
I'm thinking a little more seasoned.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not saying Tyreek's not seasoned because he fights a lot.
That's kind of right, exactly. That's kind of what I was like. I'm not really sure if that's an advantage, but exactly.
I'll say technically the advantage is there. 170, 155. That's an advantage Christian there. 5'8", 6'1". That's an advantage Christian right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Saint versus KR. I'm going to have to go with Ty Saint as the nickname is advantage. It's Tyreek. I like Ty Saint better than KR. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Okay, I was about to say I don't know how to do that. So it looks like Tyreek has the Ocean State open weight and Cap Classics open weight.
Mm-hmm.
Christian has WKC open weight world champion, as well as Dixieland overall lightweight world champion and Redlands invitational overall winner. So what do you think about this matchup, Chris? What are your initial thoughts?
I'm excited. And I think we're going to see in 3 rounds who make, again, this is, we always talk about this is an adjustment game. Will Ty be able to, how fast will Ty be able to adjust to Christian's length more than anything? But at the same time, he trains with Troy, who Troy is, I would say, roughly the same size, 6'1", 6'2". Troy's pretty tall, 170, 175, maybe 180 at this point. But I think that's close enough in that respect. But in that confined space in the cage for 3 rounds, I think that'll be the tell. How Tyreek responds to the length, and then how Christian makes adjustments to what Ty is responding to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Christian, when you're in the ring in that cage, from what everyone has been saying, is that it's not as big as it looks. Right? They're saying it's smaller.
Yes. Which
at that point, I think would lean more towards Tyreek because you're already inside of that person's reach advantage. So it's not like Christian can space too much.
Depending on where they start, I agree, but I'll agree with you.
You know what I mean? Because like if he starts too far back, he's up against the cage.
Right.
And that's a disadvantage. So it's going to be interesting if they stand on the line. Then we get that Bailey versus Tyreek thing in the first one where they're just standing on the line, blitzing the heck out of each other. Yeah. Yeah. And I can see that happening at some point during the fight. Like I literally 100%. Can see that.
Until somebody makes the adjustment.
Yeah, I can see that at the end of the second round. That's what's gonna happen. I'm calling it. That's the end of the second round. That's they're gonna be standing there because they're little fatigued, and they're not gonna be moving as much, and they just start rock'em sock'em robots just going. But yeah, I can see that. the question at that point is who. I think the winner of this fight is the person who is the smartest, the person who makes that adjustment that the other person has not adjusted to yet. Yep. Similar to what happened with Romani and Jamal, where Jamal made the adjustment and was catching Romani on his downward bounce. And he was catching him in between from going down and up, and he just kept slapping him. Bang, bang. If that happens here, one of the fighters makes that adjustment, and the other one has to realize that that's what's happening.
Right.
I don't know which one's going to do that. If I had to put my money on it, I would say Tyreek would make the adjustment first. Okay. The question is, would Christian pick up on this adjustment and be able to make an adjustment?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here he comes. So now I'm gonna have to kick, or I'm gonna have to slide up and back fist. I have to take it.
Yeah, realize that hey, his blitz is coming underneath mine, and it's getting there first because it's going in a straighter line, as opposed to me coming up a little bit when I'm doing my blitz. But Christian gets low with his blitz.
Man, that dude fights long. Mm-hmm. Like I told you, I went down and I got to go down and go to hit John Cortolo's school and spar with him a little bit with Christian. And he looks long, but when you stand in front of him, he fights long too. Like, so, I was very I was impressed actually. Didn't know because I do little different things to cut off and to try to switch off angles and do different chop ups to bait that length, and he stayed long and he was really skilled with it. So Ty's much faster than I am, so we'll see how those adjustments are made.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He's going to have to fight somebody smaller, and when he fought Tyson gave him a little problems down there in Florida.
In one round, right? Was it one or two?
No, it was 2 rounds. It was 2 rounds.
2. Okay.
It was 2 rounds. So he gave him a couple. And Christian had to make the adjustments to win.
Right.
So Ty is going to. I wonder if Christian's going to make Ty get off the line. If he's going to turn him, if he's going to move him that way and try and get him off that line.
I can see him, but I can see him pushing him back. And then once he understands like he's up 1 or 2, then Ty's going to have to come. And then that's when he moves off the line. And then that's when he's going to try to make those adjustments. But, Ty's so fast, you might not ever get to that point. He might take off immediately and shoot, and he can shoot up 4 or 5 as well. So, I'm really excited to see this one. This is like as we said earlier, this is a fight that I didn't really know that I wanted to watch. And then when he dropped it, I was like, oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Christian is now he's on the heavier side now, right?
Yeah, the 70s.
Yeah. So 170 is on the heavier side. So we won't see them at battle fighting each other unless it's an open weight.
Teams.
Yeah. So it might be a preview of what if they end up matching up against each other, but we'll see. But that might be a little interesting. Yeah, man. I am interested in seeing this fight, man. Really a lot. Yeah. So Chris, let me ask you this. Are you going?
I will not be able to go.
Okay. I'm going to actually go up there. I'm going to fly up there.
Yeah, I figured you were.
And may experience. I'm big Vax energy now, so I'm gonna fly up there. So I'm gonna be in the building to see if I can experience the virtual fight tour at this point. So it's going to be really interesting. Go ahead.
It's a show.
Yeah, I want to see the show, man. I want to see the whole shebang thing. I haven't been in New York in a while too. I don't know unless I've been in New York. I haven't been in New York probably. Jeez, when was the last time I went to New York?
Did you ever go to Twin Towers?
No, I never went to Twin Towers. I've never been to a karate
Empire
tournament
State.
in New York.
Oh, really?
I've never been to a karate tournament in New York. I have never done it. That's crazy. I in DC, I think last time it must have been when I was in DC. So 2014. That's been 7 years since I've been to New York. I can't think of when I went back. I don't think I've gone any other time besides when I was in DC. So yeah, I haven't been to New York since 7 years. So all right, watch out, New York. Pop up in there. Have some fun. Other than that, yeah. All right. So can't wait for Virtual Fight Tour 9 people. Make sure you guys get your tickets. VFTTV.myviewvintex.com.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Is this misspelled?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. I'm just curious. Okay. See here? Should it be an E here?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got to fix that. For tickets, go to vfttv.myuvintex, but there's no E after the T and between the T and the X.
Yeah.
So I think y'all might not. I'm gonna see if I can
screenshot that and shoot that a message.
No, I'm gonna see if type it in. See if that's the actual. No, the site cannot be reached. Yeah, it's a typo. Yeah, they got to fix that. But anyway,
bam, helping it out.
Yeah, that opens up. Remove. All righty then. All right, Chris, you had a topic.
I do. I never.
Oh no! Wait. Did you want to? Did you want to talk about all the stuff that happened this weekend?
I'm not 100%.
Do you have like the report about who won in all 4 different tournaments that happened this weekend? People are out. People are fighting. People are competing. I saw WKU had their thing.
Yep, that's in Evansville for their tryouts.
Yeah, the trials, and I saw Sean Dumlau was out there. I saw Ski was out there.
Yep.
And they had students.
I think most of their people qualified.
Yeah. And then Florida. There's one down in Florida. I did not see who fought or who won. I was not paying attention this weekend.
No, I didn't really pay too much attention this weekend either. I did keep an eye on Music City, SmackDown, but I still haven't I couldn't update all the results on that either. I know, some of the kids that won forms. Ben Jones won forms. Dalton Holt won weapons for youth, 14-17, stuff like that. But I didn't see who won fighting.
And Jermon and Speedy didn't go, did they? Matter of fact, did everybody come by to your school on Sunday?
No, most people were out of town. But in different places. So, like, there were like 5 or 6 of us. So,
I figured people be gearing up, getting ready.
Me too.
For a couple weeks, but hey, that's what it is.
Yep.
That's next week. Jeez.
The 12th?
No, that's 12th is this week. I said next week. Yeah, it's next week.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So, and that was it. That was the only tournaments, right? Was there one in Texas?
I don't think it was Texas, but I think there was another one, but I don't honestly.
Anyway, shout out to everybody who competed this weekend, and if you did well, I'm sorry, but we didn't see. There's no coverage about who won and who did what. So.
I know some of y'all will reach out to us afterwards.
Right. And be like, hey, this is what happened. I'm like, well, congratulations.
Awesome job. Where's the clap?
They're not getting the clap. They're not getting the clap. All right, Chris, introduce your topic.
Multiple divisions. We do it for like forms and stuff, right? So you can do, I think they're still exclusive. Like you can't do traditional Japanese and traditional Korean and do whatever. I don't think you can do all 3 traditionals. I think you can only do one traditional, but like, I know you can do all CMX and you can do the same thing with weapons and all that. Just my question is, what they've allowed the the 30 and over to compete down one age, the 40 and over to compete down one age for that rule now. Why don't you let them do both? Isn't that and they run them at two different times typically, 30 and over, 40, 50 and over, as well as and then 18 to 29 later. So that doesn't really interfere.
Doesn't.
Isn't that like another entry fee for another division for the promoter?
It is.
And it goes back to having the ability for everyone to fight for the big prize money if they so shall choose.
That is correct.
I'm not understanding why that's not a thing. I don't want to talk about them because they don't pay us, but I like what they're doing this year at the battle.
Oh, okay.
For the overalls, and they're doing
they break down
weight,
the 4.
The 4, the 30 and over winner, the open weight winner, the lightweight winner, the heavyweight winner, and then everybody fighting it all the way down to overall.
Right, same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Weapons.
AK
yeah. High five. Go. I'm on that. I like that. Respect. But you can get that opportunity allowing everybody just to fight for it anyway without having to really do that. That's always been my question. And then 2, it's successful in Europe. Doesn't seem to bog anything down. They either fight or they don't fight. Why not allow people to do 2 weight classes?
All right. You want my
honest answer for that one?
Yes. Yeah, I got an answer. Well, I got what was told to me a long time ago about why the 30 plus even. I mean, like the 30 plus even started, and why
I know that why too. But go ahead.
Yes, but that's the same. So what people don't know, this is what was told, was that the thirds and discouraging. They said they felt like it was discouraging the young folks. That was back when Anthony Price, my uncle, and some other Terry Kramer, and some of the other ones who were in their 30s were winning.
Oh yeah.
And they were beating the lights of the young folks like Brian Ruth, who had just jumped into the division, right? So what was told that they started that, then they said, hey, you can't fight down. You have to fight in your division, age group or whatever.
We're making an age group. We're making a cutoff, and you have to fight in this group. You can't come down to try to promote young people to stick around and fight in the
next generation. So what that does at that point is created a rule and a way of life, and they are stubborn as like they don't want to switch from 2-point body kicks. Like honestly, that's what it comes down to. Like it gets to a point where it's just stubbornness. Like you're not even letting people fight in the 2 different divisions. But the other thing, like you mentioned about why is Europe able to do it? Well, Europe doesn't have as many forms divisions. Like it's just a whole bunch of they really are trying to get things to be efficient and get in and out as fast as possible. That is why they don't allow people, because now they may run it at 2 different times, but if you think about it, now if you had 6 people in division and now you got 10, that's more fights. That means it's going to take a little bit longer. And their whole thing is about gotten to the point where they're talking about speed. But I mean, I agree that people should be able to fight down. I liked it when I did it when I fought at Jeff Dawson's tournament, and I was able to fight in 2 different divisions. When I did at WKC, I was able to fight in 2 different divisions. So I enjoyed that when I came back in 2017. So I don't agree with it. I'm telling you why they do it that way, or why they're it's the same thing as ours. Yeah, go ahead.
So with that, they've already changed that. So you can fight 1 age group down. So
in the seniors.
If you're 30, whatever. If you're 30, you can fight 18-29. But if you fight 18-29, you can't fight 30. If you're 40, you can fight 30, but you can't fight 18-29, nor can you fight 40, and you can't fight both or all 3.
Damn, not enough 40. I can't fight 18-29?
Technically. Listen. They protested.
Lucky I'm retired.
Big, awesome one year. He won. Like he got down to like either the first and second match, or he won, and they protested him out of the division because he wasn't 18-29.
Okay, first off, whoever protested him out of the division, you are a punk.
soft. Bringing back the Charmin Award for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know. I don't know who it was, but I remember like, wait, what? What? Somebody did what?
That's some soft. Ooh, that's
But
soft
yes.
baby doodoo. That is that is horrible. That is super soft.
But I mean, so you know, why not? And I know I'm gonna probably get the legalities and but listen, it's over 18. What's the difference? Let them do it in forms too. If the 40-year-olds want to compete in the 18 to 29-year-old division, man, let them. Man, let them. Some of them run hard katas, bro. Listen, that 40
in traditional, let them do it in traditional. Do not do CMX, 40-year-old CMX. I don't want to see that.
Hey, but you can get like a Mike Welsh who could compete. Honestly, he could compete. He's clean. He's strong. Whatever, bro. All right, fine. I'm saying if they want the opportunity, let them slide, bro. Like let them live.
From a business perspective, I am not mad at, because honestly, I've gotten to the point now where I am pro adult tournaments, pro kids tournament. Like split them up. Like I'm at that point where like there should be an adult tournament that runs just for adults, and a kids tournament just runs just for kids. Allow those adults to actually be able to coach their kids and stuff like that, and be around and allow the kids to be able to see the adults compete. Like I honestly have gotten to that point where I think there should be two separate tournaments, like
two different days, like a Friday and a Saturday, or a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah. Let the adults compete on Sunday and let the kids compete on Saturday. To be honest with you, I honestly think that's the best way, because that allows the adults to run their school on Saturday and come to the tournament on Sunday. For the people who can compete, they can actually send some people and be there, or whatever the case may be. So that way, some people don't have to close their school on Saturday. They can still teach their young people who don't go to these major events. But I honestly think there should be two separate days. One's for adults, one for kids, because there's so many different divisions for adults. There's so many different divisions for kids. I think it should be split up.
And you would want them to cross, so you wouldn't want them in like two separate ballrooms, running adults over here and kids over here.
No, because then you're trying. But I mean, like it goes back to
efficiency. No, I get it. I understand what you're talking about.
Like I was just curious. That whole day, just the kids, and you'll probably finish a lot faster. And then on Sunday you'll finish the adults a lot faster. Like it just bang, 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 get them all out. They're not worried about anything else. They're not worried about what students and what mom is complaining about, whatever,
judging and filling.
It's just. Honestly, I think it just will run a lot smoother if they did it on Saturday and Sunday, or they said Friday and Saturday, or I don't know. I think Saturday and Sunday makes the most sense, but and it gets out of the whole. And then that also gets us away from, you know what it gets away from? Nighttime finals. It gets us away from that. Like I don't like nighttime finals, but it gets us away from that. So,
hey man, I knew that was coming.
It does. Like I don't want to see that. Like there's not gonna be a nighttime finals on Sunday. Everybody want to go home. Let them go home. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll buy three. Let's go.
Yeah, like just be done with it. Like I don't get it. But yeah. So people are like, oh, but you if somebody talking about, you're already flying in on Friday. You know what I mean? Like you're already taking the day off, so you can take that Monday off instead if you're flying out. Instead of taking off on Friday, you take off on Monday. Boom, there you go. Or you take both of them. I don't care. It just is what it is. Depends on you.
What you're wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah. Back to the original question of
why not on the different divisions? Listen, and then why not on the different weight classes? Again, not everybody's going to sign up for it is going to pay for it. Not everybody who's going to pay for it is going to be able to do it or want to do it. It happens all the time. People scratch all the time.
You can't. I think. I don't know. I don't think people are in shape enough to do it.
So penalize the people who are in shape who want to do it.
No, what will end up happening is people will try and do two divisions, and then you'll be holding people up.
Nope. You get 3 calls. If you're in the middle of a match, we can move you down another match, and then we go to the next fight and then come back up. Everybody
people
should
have
have
a hard
that.
enough time trying to move matches that are there now in these systems.
Not in one.
I'm just saying they be having a hard time. Don't go
one.
to that fight. Do the next fight. People be so confused. Like,
man,
it shouldn't be that hard.
Back out, click in the next one.
Yeah, like I don't understand why it's so hard. Why people can't do this stuff.
And then if I need to, I don't have to switch the fighters. I can just click the button and then they switch sides. Like,
yeah,
fam, that's a real option. And
you guys got to switch. Oh, everybody walks to the other side.
No, just click the button and the thing switch. At least on one of the platforms, it does.
Yeah. Well, hey, look.
I'm not getting into that. That's whatever it is, but
yeah, you don't want to get another message.
I ain't talking about nothing. So, multiple age groups and multiple divisions. Why not?
Multiple weight classes is interesting to me. I had fun doing it in Ireland. The times I've been over there and fought, I had fun doing that. And
I think one of the factors they'll say about that is because grands. We run overall grands or lightweight grands and heavyweight grands now. And they don't do that in Europe. They only do divisions for first place in the division and then the open weight, and that's the overall. So, like, that's the only I can see. Say somebody wants to win super light and lightweight and eliminate the competition, and they get, all the money already. But if they were going to win anyway, they were going to get it anyway.
True.
You know what I mean? If they were going to win anyway, they were going to get it anyway.
So you're saying, hey, let me go ahead and beat the light heavyweight and then win the heavyweight division. And now I'm just both of them. So I got the money.
Yeah. Or hear me out. You can win, not me. You can win lightweight and then light welterweight and then win both of those grands. And then you technically would have to fight yourself for the overall.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so
light middleweight and light middleweight and light heavyweight, same kind of ordeal. Then you can per se beat the heavyweight and maybe beat the light middleweight.
So let me ask you this: who would have the gumption to fight in the welterweight and then fight light middleweight? And now you're trying to fight and win both $1,000. That'd be kind of dope. Whoever could pull that off.
But matter of fact, not allowed.
Who would be a person out of everybody who's fighting right now who could pull that off? That would have to be somebody who is on the brink of one of the. They would have to be in the 60s, welterweight.
70s, close to 60, 70. Right now, that would fit that mold would probably be people like Brandon, Bailey, Christian, RPG, Kevin. Those are the active fighters that I see that are in the 60s, 70s. It could flush back and forth. Maybe we've already seen them in other organizations like Pro Point and different set fights at different weights. So those are the names that I could see in those two weight classes.
Yeah,
I think. Never mind. We'll leave that.
No, that I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like they would have to be the person
about those who could win both versus who's on the other sides of those spectrums at the same.
So you can
event.
only fight up, right? You can't fight down. You can only fight up.
Yes, only fight up. Your weight and then one weight class up.
So that that leaves the heavyweights. We can't do multiple divisions,
right? And that leaves 18.
We can't fight down to light heavyweight.
And 18, 29 kids who are 18 to 29 can't do multiple ages. So it's they get limited out on it where other people get to do multiples. So, I mean, again, that's the other landscape of that.
So, okay. So let's say
you already technically have the advantage of them doing their 30 or 40, 50 plus divisions first, then coming into yours at that age.
So let me ask you this. You have somebody like Ross.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And Ross is in his 30s. Mm-hmm. So Ross fights 30, 39 heavyweight or middleweight, whatever he's fighting. Then does 18, 29 middleweight. And does 18 to 29 light heavyweight, doing 3 divisions. So you allow that?
Why not? honestly, my question is why not?
I just think it'd be a logistical nightmare, wouldn't it? But I mean, I guess because
how?
Well,
90% of the stuff right now again, 30 plus, all the 30 plus divisions usually start at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and they're usually done around noon.
Yeah, but their grands don't run though. Sometimes their grands don't run until later.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? So that if their grand doesn't run until later, then now you have, because they got to wait to the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and now you got Ross who has to fight in the 30s, the grands for this around the same time he has to fight for the heavyweight.
Now this is where it happens, and this is why it works in Europe. If you are not actively fighting, or you're like not next in your division, you just need that break, then you scratch out of one of those divisions. That's just the way it works. You understand the risk. You understand the risk when you sign up that you might be fighting back to back in different rings. We'll wait. We're patient. We'll give you a second if you're in the middle of a fight, and we'll give you a minute to catch your breath. Come over here, and then you can start your match. But I mean, this is what you signed up for. You're either in shape and you're ready to do it, or you understand that you may have to bow out because I'm over here and this division is more important right now.
More money.
Honest to goodness, I mean, you set it up like that system and you tell them right up front, and then you adhere to it. Problem is, for certain people, we might wait. And that's where, different things happen.
LeBron James.
I don't know nothing.
That COVID. He out there partying with Drake. Anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see it work so well in Europe. And I understand that they have less forms divisions. No questions. But they have bigger fighting divisions.
Yeah.
By far bigger fighting divisions at most of the major events.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
No. So it can work if we want it to. The question is, why do we not want it to?
35? Or 1834 over there?
18 to 34, 35 to whatever.
35 plus, yeah.
Whatever. They're structured a little bit different. They're called veterans, not seniors.
Okay.
Veterans.
Oh, Federates. You said
Veterans.
Confederates. I was like,
no, veterans, my man. Like veterans. We're not talking about none of you got something on your mind?
No, I mean, this is Georgia and they just did a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, they did. This is what it is. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
Those of you who are listening, you know, chime in, comment on us.
Let us know what you thought, your thoughts about that. All right, I think that's pretty much it for us this week. If you haven't listened to Raw, make sure you go listen to Raw because they got into some stuff there. Talked about Virtua Fighter 9, talked about the Tulsa Massacre. Like it went all over the place. Like it was interesting. I did ask them a question. I had to be on there because Regina had some technical issues coming in there, but I had to jump on there real quick because Willie was just out there talking by herself. But other than that, and then I asked them a couple questions. So y'all make sure y'all go listen to that podcast. They're getting back into form. Raw is back, people. Yeah. And Chris, you got anything else you want to talk to them about? Unless you got another topic or something else you want to talk about.
Nah, we gonna stick to one topic a week. Do something like that, and then as well as keep locked in on the scene.
On BFT 9 that's coming up, baby. Make sure you get your tickets. VFTTV.myuventex.com. Make sure you get those tickets. It's going to be June 26th at 6 p.m. Yep. All right, people. So let's we got to go out the way we came in with Jermaine applying pressure.
Textiles, I've seen best pals grow up and switch. Sometimes over a couple dollars, more often over. I could cap and say that I never scratched my jealousy's itch, but thank God I conquered that. Cause if not, I'd never be rich. Envy keep your pockets empty, so just focus on you. If you broke and clowning a millionaire, the joke is on you. Money ain't everything, I never say that. But to get those stones, knowing they sell their soul to get wherever they at. Just know these verses, they gon' forever play back.